What's up everyone, my name is Alpha and today we're back with our weekly special video. We're on Pokemon Omega Ruby and this week's shiny video will be can I beat Pokemon Omega Ruby Hardcore Nuzlocke with only shiny dark type Pokemon. Now we're trying out something new with the thumbnails. If you guys do like the thumbnails, let me know in the comments because we're just trying something new. Hopefully we get some new viewers and hopefully we grow our audience because I know a lot of you guys do enjoy the series. Now if you guys do not know what a Hardcore Nuzlocke shiny only challenge is, we're gonna run down the rules real quick. So firstly, a Nuzlocke being you're only able to catch the first Pokemon in each route and only a first encounter. I think I just said that twice, but in our situation it's gonna be the dark typing Pokemons only per each route. So if there's a route with multiple dark type Pokemon, the first one you find that's shiny is the only one you can catch. It's very niche, but there are routes that have multiple shiny dark type Pokemon that you kind of want to prioritize more than the others. And as well, continuing from the Nuzlocke, if your Pokemon ever faints at all, that means your Pokemon is dead and gone. You cannot use that Pokemon ever again. So that's why there's a death counter on the bottom left. Helps you keep track along with me, and also adding some harder rules on it. That's why it's called hardcore. These hardcore rules include playing on set mode, so that means when you beat an opponent's Pokemon, another trainer's Pokemon, you cannot switch out automatically during the dead turn. You have to do it on your turn manually. It's a hard switch like in Wi-Fi battles. And also you cannot use items inside a battle. You can use hell items. You can go into battle with your Pokemon holding items, but you cannot use bag items in the battle such as potions. And finally, for the hardcore rules, and there is a level cap for each gym of the game. The level cap will be based on the ace Pokemon of the gym leader, so the highest level in the gym. You cannot be past that level when you enter the gym fight, but you can gain a level in the gym battle and it still be passable. So that's basically all the rules you need to know. So the last and most important rule, the final rule of this challenge, each of my Pokemon will be nicknamed after you guys in the comments. So thank you so much for leaving a comment in the previous challenge video. If you guys want to be nicknamed after a Pokemon in my future challenge videos, just drop it in the comments and hopefully I'll pick yours. And while you guys are down there, please leave some support on this video and this series. It means a lot to me that you guys have been supporting these videos. Let's aim for 1,000 likes, and if you guys can also subscribe to the channel, it will greatly mean a lot to me. Let's finally get into the challenge itself. So firstly off, there is no dark starter in Oras that I know of, so we're gonna start off the game with a Mudkip to be our in place starter before we get Pokeballs. Once we do end up getting Pokeballs though, we're gonna go out into the very first route of the game. We're going into route 101 and we're gonna hunt for a shiny Poochyena. Poochyena is the first dark type Pokemon you can find in the wild. We're gonna spend a little time. I also want to mention that the shiny odds have been modified obviously to make the challenge a bit easier, but not super easy, so there's no point of it. We have modified the odds to 1 in 1,500. We're gonna spend a little less time shiny hunting, but we're still gonna be spending a lot of time shiny hunting just so it's not dreadful. It's still a challenge. We're gonna finally encounter our shiny Poochyena, which is gonna be a nice gold tint. A lot of people have nightmares of this because there is an uncatchable Poochyena at the start of the game where you get your starter. So a lot of people do not like shiny Poochyenas for that reason. But that is gonna be our starter Pokemon for that. And as well, we're gonna have to train it up. Since it's level 2, we're gonna have to train up, and it's not too easy training up. But luckily enough, we're gonna get to level 5 at least, and then head into route 103. Now there is another Pokemon for us to catch. We're able to catch ourselves a Seedot in here. It's gonna spend a little time because Seedot is a 5% encounter, I believe, so it's very difficult to find. But once we end up finding a shiny Seedot, it's not a dark type itself, but it does evolve to a dark type, so it does qualify. We just can't use it until it becomes a dark type. Once we capture the Seedot, we can use it, but once we head into Petalburg Woods and we end up being this Team Magma Grunts, we're able to get the XP share from the scientists, which will actually help us get our Seedot level up without even using them in battle. Once we train up our Poochyena and our Seedot side by side, we're able to evolve our Seedot into a Nuzleaf. Now Nuzleaf is a dark and grass type Pokemon, which is very useful because we're gonna head into the first gym of the game and we're gonna face off against Roxanne. Roxanne is going to be the first gym leader in the game, and she's also going to be the rock type gym leader. So we're going to start the battle off against her using our Nuzleaf, which has Razor Leaf, which is 4 times super effective to the Geodude. Of course, that's easily going to bring down the Geodude, and we should not have a hard time. Use a potion up, doesn't matter. We're going to 2-shot the Geodude because that's sturdy. And then the Nose Pass comes out next. It does not do enough damage with Rock Tomb. I can live another one. Luckily enough, I do live a tackle too. So I'm able to Razor Leaf it down, 2-shot down Roxanne's entire team, and we get the first gym badge fairly easily because we have the Nuzleaf. Now, Nuzleaf is going to play a big part in the second gym as well, as we head into the second gym on Dewford Island and face off against Brawley. Now Brawly is going to be the fighting type gym leader, which is going to be very difficult since we have dark type Pokemon. We're going to start the battle off against him using our Nuzleaf to Razor Leaf into his Machop. It's going to two-shot him. Unfortunately, the Karate Chop two-shots me, so I have to be very careful here. And luckily enough, I get the big roll to knock out the Machop in the second turn, and Makuhita just lets me knock him out. Says focus up, and then I knock him out. So we end up beating Brawly down fairly easily. Next up, we go into Slateport City to get some incense. I also want to explain that we're playing on Omega Ruby because we wanted to play with Nuzleaf. There are two dark type Pokemon that are version exclusive. One is in Alpha Sapphire, which is a Sableye. One is in Omega Ruby, which is a Nuzleaf. I had to choose between one or the other. I chose Nuzleaf because I feel like Shiftry might be more useful since there's more water Pokemon and water trainers. So unfortunately, I cannot use the Sableye. Might have been useful, but there's not a lot of dark type Pokemon, and they made me pick between them two. I could have spawned them in, but I decided not to. From there, we're going to evolve our gold Poochyena into a Mightyena. It's going to be very useful as we also go out and sell all our items to get at least $10,000 to buy ourselves the Pyre Punch TM at the Pokemart in Marlboro City, and also go into Verdant Turf Town, go into the tunnels, and then find ourselves Black Glasses, which is a hell item that boosts up dark type moves, which is going to be very useful for us. As we head into the next gym of the game, we're going to face off against Watson in his electric gym in Marlboro City. We're going to start the battle off against Watson, obviously using our Nuzleaf. We taught Nuzleaf Power Punch, so it should be pretty good against him. So we're going to start the battle Power Punching. We also have a Cherry Berry. We do not have a Cherry Berry. Why don't I have a Cherry Berry on my Nuzleaf? This could have been so much easier if it didn't. Well, I'm risking it. So I forgot to put a Cherry Berry on my Nuzleaf, but I'm able to Power Punch into the Magneton, and I get 2+ attacks. He's getting Supersonic me. I Power Punch, I break through it, and I'm able to knock out the Magneton. So the biggest threat is gone at least. Magnemite comes out next. It's going to, well, hit me, and I knock myself in confusion. So I can't risk it. I decided to go out to my Mightyena. Luckily, Mightyena has the Black Glasses on, so I was able to survive Volt Switches, and also Bite would do a lot of damage. So we're able to knock out the Magnemite and the Voltorb fairly easily with Bite, and it doesn't get crunch into like the end game. So yeah, Mightyena is not gonna be good for a long time. Nothing too much to do as we head into the next gym. We head into Lava Ridge Town and face off against the next gym leader. We're gonna face off against Flannery. This battle, it was kind of scary in my head because I don't know what to really do against her. So we're gonna start a battle off against her using my Mightyena to howl in front of the Slugma. Luckily, it does not overheat on first turn. I'm able to bite it. One shot to knock him out. Torkoal comes out. I know I can survive an overheat, and I decided to bite it first, and then it went for a sunny day. I'm not going to risk it. I'm going for a dig. It did not go for an overheat on the second turn, and it went for a curse this turn. That's not good because overheat will definitely kill me at this range. Luckily, I end up critting him with a dig, and I'm able to survive this battle because Numero comes out. I'm always getting knocked out with a dig. Things are very easy for us, but that crit matters so much. I thought I was going to go for overheat. I think I would have been able to one-shot it if it didn't curse up, but it cursed up at the wrong time. But from there though, since we beat Flannery, we have access into the desert with our Go-Go glasses. I think it's Go-Go goggles, but Go-Go glasses, same thing. I don't want a shiny hunt for a Cacnea just right now because it is very annoying to be in the desert and have no escape because I don't have a flying type Pokemon justify being here. I decided to leave because I'm not gonna have fun shiny hunting for this because Trapin's gonna arena trap me. It's gonna be very annoying. So I decided to leave and come back later. At that point, I decided to go into the next gym of the game. We're gonna face off against Norman. Norman is going to be the Norm type gym leader in the game, and we're gonna start the battle off against him using my Mightyena. Now Mightyena is going to intimidate down the Slaking to lower his attack stat by 1 stage. You can lower his stat 6 stages down and 6 stages up. So we're going to go back and forth until he obviously has no attack stat left, which is kind of funny. Now this is crucial to do because Slaking is a very strong Pokemon. And we also have Power Punch as a move on my Nuzleaf. So we're going to start Power Punching into the Slaking to get our attack boost up. Eventually, I am able to knock out the Slaking, taking about 30 damage from him from Retaliate. I'm also able to one-shot down the Vigoroth as he encores me into the attack I want to do anyways. And then his next Slaking comes out next. I decided to go out to my Mightyena to intimidate him down and survive, luckily survive a Retaliate. And then I'm able to dig and keep digging and avoiding all his moves because he has Truant obviously. Dig's a great move to have, and we end up beating down the Slaking since we already used up his Hyper Potion. And we end up beating Norman with our Mightyena, and we have secured the 5th gym badge. Since we have access to Surf now, we also have access into the Good Rod. We get the Good Rod on this route. Now we can search out for 2 new Pokemon. There's 2 Pokemon that we end up getting just from fishing. They're very low spawn though, they're like 5% and like 10%. So first one is a 5% encounter of Corphish. We're gonna spend a little time fishing out in Route 117 for a shiny Corphish. We get a bunch of Magikarp. We also get a bunch of shiny Magikarps. I got bored, so I went on my surfing Pokemon, but I am able to find ourselves a shiny Corphish, and that will be our next team member. Next up, we're gonna go out into this water right outside of where we got the Good Rod, and we're able to find ourselves a shiny Carvanha, which was actually easier than the Corphish. Corphish took way longer. Now that we got both Pokemon on our team, we can train them up, and which is great news for us because Corphish actually evolves to a Groudon, and it's a water type Pokemon. Well, both are water type Pokemon, but they have access to water type moves which can beat down Camerubs, which are very prevalent in Team Magma people's teams. So that's actually pretty good for us. And now we're gonna head into the next gym of the game. We're gonna head into Winona's gym, the flying type gym of the game. We're gonna start the battle off against her using our Sharpedo. Surprisingly enough, Sharpedo has Ice Fang as a move before it has a water move. Ice Fang into the Swallow and one-shotting it. She then is going to switch out to her Altaria, which is a dragon and flying type. So I'm going to Ice Fang it, one-shot it, which I feel like that was poorly planned by her. I'm not going to lie. And then she's going to switch out into her Pelipper, which at this point, I'm going to go out into my Mightyena. He has no attack. He has no physical attack at all. So I'm going to 3-shot him using Bite, and that should be the end of that. Super simple. Next up, she can switch out to her Skarmory, her last Pokemon in the game. I decided to stay in, just bite it down, because I have Black Glasses on my Mightyena. It should do a lot of damage. I end up knocking him out, and that is the end of that. We get our... Oh, it got very close there. I risked it, but we end up getting our 6th gym badge of the game without losing a single Pokemon once again. It's looking like another deathless run. Will we get another deathless run? Leave it in the comments before you see the end of this video. Now after that, we're going to head into the route right next to Fortree City. In this grass, you could find ourselves an Absol. Absol, one of the best looking shinies, one of the best looking Pokemon. Unfortunately, it's kind of mid tier as a Pokemon, but it's actually pretty cool as a Pokemon, and it's actually pretty easy to find in this grass. So we're able to find ourselves a shiny red Absol. Very cool, very nice, and obviously put that on our team. It got to our last Pokeball. We do this a lot where we risk it and we only have 1 Pokeball left. But we're able to catch ourselves a shiny Absol, and we can move on into the next area of the game, which is going to be Mount Pyre. I only show this because there are a few items in here. We get a Sea Instance in here, we get a Lax Instance, and the TM for Shadow Ball, which I don't think we use at all because all my Pokemon are physical attackers. But, you know, it's nice to have, I guess. And then from there, this battle with May very quickly could have been really bad. It could have went into a whole different direction. This battle is looking pretty grim. I mean, my Sharpedo, it needs to survive against the Wailord. Luckily, and Sharpedo is not known for his defense. Luckily, I'm able to beat down the Wailord, and we can move on back into the desert, actually. The desert, well, firstly, we get some Pokeballs since we ran out of Pokeballs. But firstly, we're going to go into the desert and hunt for a shiny Cacnea, because Cacnea is going to be the last shiny Pokemon we hunt for. It's not going to be a Dark type initially until we evolve it into a Cacturn. So finally, we're going to be able to find ourselves a red-looking Cacnea. It's fairly easy to find. And then we head into the 7th gym badge of the game. We're going to face off against Tate and Liza in Moss Deep City. They're going to be a double battle fight, and they only have 2 Pokemon. Not 2 Pokemon each, they have one each. 1 Pokemon each, which Lunatone and Solrock. It shouldn't be too difficult. I say this, but I did lose a Mega Heracross like 2 months ago against this too. But in this situation, we're able to bite into the Solrock and knock him out. And also Crab Hammer into the Lunatone to knock him out, and the gym battle's over. Well played, GG, well played to Tate and Liza. It actually took longer to learn Crunch on one of my Pokemon than fighting them, so that was fun. Next up, we're going to face off against Maxie. Maxie, this is the final Team Magma fight. Normally I don't show this, but this fight does get very dicey. As you see, my Pokemon get down to low HP, and I feel like someone was getting died at this point. I didn't know how. Unfortunately, I missed 2 Crab Hammers, very crucial Crab Hammers. One on the Crobat and one on the Camerupt. The Camerupt, if it attacked, it would have been over. It would have been ropes for me. It yawned me. I stayed in. Razor Shell knocks out the Camerupt. I said Crab Hammer, but I meant Razor Shell. But that would have been very close. I would have broke something. But we beat Maxie, and we can move on into the Primal Groudon fight. This is going to be the last mini boss, main boss of the game type thing. It's not going to be a gym leader, but it is very scary. So we start the battle off against him using our Mightyena to lower his attack stat because his Earthquake, Precipice Blades, very strong move. I barely survived 1 against him. I'm looking for a defense drop. I feel like I need to switch out because I need to survive an earthquake. I need to get another attack drop. I risked my shift tree here because I had to risk it. I need to do some damage. I went for a feint attack, so maybe it was poorly planned. I went back out into my Winona to intimidate him down once again, but he's getting Lava Plume and knock out my Winona, so down goes my starter Pokemon, which is unfortunate. I go out to my Sharpedo. It's the only thing on my team that can learn Earthquake, and I just realized my team looks like Sydney's team from the Elite Four. But anyways, I'm able to 3-shot the Groudon using my Sharpedo. I've been trying to bait in, trying to make him use Rest the whole time, because my Sharpedo obviously has Earthquake, so I'm trying to bait in that, but unfortunately, Winona goes down, and we end up losing one Pokemon already. So this is not going to be a deathless run at all. But we're going to move on and face off against Wallace next. Wallace is going to be the Water-type gym leader and the final gym leader in the game. We're going to face off against Wallace, starting off with our Cacturne first. You assume Cacturne was going to be very good. He gets confused right after the start, hits himself, gets beat down by Draining Kiss, gets beat down by Love This. Finally, Needle Arms punch him in the face and beat him. Unfortunately, monotype comes out next, and it does have Ice Beam, I assume. So I went out into my Groudon next. It's going to get Ice Beam. And it's going to crunch him. Get a Hydro Pump. I'm going to die to another Hydro Pump, I assume. But I'm able to crunch him and force him into this place where he needs to recover constantly. I lower his defense. And it keeps needing to recover. At this point, it's lost. I'm about to one-shot him and knock him out. See? So I decided to go for a Hydro Pump as a last-ditch effort. I survived one. And I knocked out the Milotic. And it should be ropes for him. Because I could go out to my Shift Tree next, and Shift Tree can just one-shot everything. Leaf Blade into the Wish Cache to knock him out, obviously. Leaf Blade into the Celio to knock him out, and Leaf Blade into the Seeking to knock him out, and we end up beating Wallace fairly easily. We only have one death on our team. Well, there's only 6 Dark-type Pokemon we can even get, but we have one death on our team. We could go into Victory Road and clear through Victory Road, trying to avoid some battles because I really don't want to lose my Pokemon. So I'm trying to avoid as many battles as I can and then train up against the wild Pokemon later on. Once we clear through Victory Road, we're going to head into the Pokemon League and face off against the Elite Four itself. Now, the Elite Four is actually not too difficult. We're going to first start off our Elite Four challenge against Sydney. Sydney is going to be the Dark-type user of the Elite Four and it's basically the same as us. We're going to start the battle off against him using our Shift Tree. We're going to Power Up Punch into his Winona. We avoid his takedown, so we're just going to Break, knock out his Winona. Just take it. Break into his Absol, almost knocks him out. And he's going to Aerial Ace me, but I'm able to Power Punch once again and outspeed him, knock him out fairly easily. Down goes his Absol. His Sharpedo comes on next, is not going to outspeed me. Leaf Blade will knock him out, and his next 2 Pokemon will be a Cacturne and also a Shift Tree, which also goes down to a Break, and we end up beating Sydney very easily. Never had a problem with him at all. Next up, we're going to move on into the Ghost-type Elite Four member. We're going to face off against Phoebe. Now, Phoebe is actually not that great of a Elite Four member against us because we're Dark-type users, and we're going to start the battle off against her using our Absol. Absol is going to be a really good sweeper. We're going to avoid Swords Dance right now because it has Will-O-Wisp and all that, and Curse and all that nonsense. So we're going to Night Slash into him to knock him out in one shot, and the Sableye comes out next. This is my chance to set up because I don't think it can do any damage. Power Gems me, but Night Slash will end up knocking him out. Next Pokemon will be a Dusknoir. I'm just going to Night Slash into him, my most powerful move. I also have the Black Glasses on since my Winona went down, and it'll finish off the entirety of her team as I'm going to Night Slash her last Bayonet and end up beating Phoebe without losing a single Pokemon. Now next up, we're going to face off against Glacia. Glacia is going to be the Ice-type Elite Four member. Now I try to be entertainer, I try to be YouTuber, and I try to use variety of my Pokemon. So I started my battle using my Absol and Sword Sense in front of him. So I'm going to Night Slash, knock out the Glalie first. And then, obviously, mess up against this stupid Fraud Slash. I get confused, right? I thought it was going to go for Blizzard. I thought it was going to be something smart. If I went for a Night Slash there, it would have been over for it. So now my Absol is out of commission. I go into my Sharpedo, and I decide to crunch him. Ends up knocking him out with a crit, which is great. It goes out into his next Frost Slash. I go out for another crunch. It misses, but luckily enough, I outspeed him, and I could crunch him again. So it worked out for the best. Next up, she can switch out to her Walrein. I'm like, I have no switch-ins. I decided to go with my Cacturne. Okay, first mistake. I get hit by a Blizzard. Why would you Blizzard a Water-type Pokemon? Why wouldn't you... I feel like you could have done any other damage. It's stuck using Blizzard, which is fine. As I Sword Stance up with my Groudon, break him, and knock him out. And then it goes out into its Glalie. I'm like, I'm faster than it. It's not. I'm not faster than Glalie. Somehow, base 60 speed Glalie outspeeds my 3 level higher Groudons. And freeze dry me. So now I'm left to 3 Pokemon, and I'm able to knock out the final Glalie, obviously. and we beat Glacier, which is unfortunate because I feel like I shouldn't lose 2 Pokemon there. One of my water type and my grass type, which Cacturne I'm not too mad about losing, but Groudon, I needed him to win the game, so I'm struggling here. I don't have an idea of how to beat the next 2. I'm relying on Absol now. So next up, we're going to face up against Drake. Drake is going to be the Dragon type Elite Four member. We're going to hopefully try to beat him down quickly with our Absol. We're going to start the battle off against him using our Absol to set up where the sword stands, get hit with a Moonblast, because obviously our Charizard has that. So I'm going to knock him out using a Night Slash, knock out the Flygon using a Night Slash, and then knock out the next Flygon using a Night Slash. His next Pokemon is going to be a Salamance. I don't have a switch into this. I decided to go for a Night Slash. He's going to outspeed me. I should have went for a Sucker Punch. I thought I can outspeed him, but I can outspeed him using my Sharpedo and Ice Fang him to knock him out, which is great. And then he's going to switch out to his final Pokemon, which is going to be a Kingdra. I mean, it shouldn't be too difficult. I 2-shot him. He yawns me. I mean, not an issue at all. Issue is I got to beat Steven Stone using 2 Pokemon now. I had to come up with a strategy to beat Steven Stone with Sharpedo and Shiftry. So we have to be perfect with this. So we started the battle off against Steven Stone with our Sharpedo. We're going to try to freeze it. Did not work. And then I got toxic. I was like, this is over. I lost. Well, at least I can still post the video. I go for some flinches with Waterfall. I go back for some freezes. And he has all his hazards up. I decided to go out with a Waterfall to knock him out. At least I'm down to low HP. Waterfall actually ends up knocking down Model, which is nice. I go down to lower HP. Ice Fang into the Cradily. Does not freeze him either. And I'm left with my Shiftry. I decided to go for a Power Punch against him. He's going to hit me with a Confuse Ray, which I'm like, okay. Brick Break can kill him. Okay, Brick Break knocks out the Cradily. That's good for us. I'm going to Power Punch into the Aggron. Hopefully it misses his move. It did not miss at all. And then I'm like, hopefully I don't hit myself. I don't hit myself. I Power Punch. Okay, all I got to do is keep setting up, I think. If I just had Roost, I thought Shiftry can learn Roost. But I keep setting up against the Claydol because I need to one-shot down the Metagross. Now, I think the Metagross also has Power Punch. So that's not a good thing. I end up breaking out of its Reflect and its Light Screen, so I can, you know, obviously survive it. And then a Leaf Blade to end up knocking out the Claydol, and Metagross comes out. If it bullet punches me, I'm dead. It ends up not bullet punching me. I outspeed him, feint attack, one-shots him because I'm obviously +6, and I end up beating Steven Stone even though everything went wrong. I was just trying to do anything. My whole plan was to set up with Shiftry, get set up +6, and then sweep everything. But everything went wrong. I couldn't get a freeze on the Skarmory. I couldn't get anything on it. Unfortunately, my Sharpedo got toxic, and then I was running out of HP because, you know, I'm in bullet punch range the whole time from the Metagross because it's Tough Claws. It's a Metagross. It's a Mega Metagross, and I somehow survived that. He actually threw the entire game, and we end up beating Steven Stone, and that honestly was my favorite run. I cannot believe we clutched up. Sharpedo's still on the screen, but that is 5 deaths. Our last survivor was that 5% C dot we caught at the very beginning of the game. That's actually a perfect ending. I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. If you guys can, please support this video by leaving a like and subscribing to the channel and dropping a comment of your favorite moments of this Hardcore Nuzlocke. It means a lot to me that you guys watch all the way to the end. Put this in your watch later. Rewatch this. It's intense. It has drama. It has like the build up, all of that. Anyways, my name's been Alpha. Hope you guys all have a great day. I'm out. Peace.